And finally, part F. Currently, the payment software does not differentiate between hours worked on a weekday and hours worked at the weekend. Hours worked on a Saturday, Sunday are paid at a rate of 1.5 times the flat rate. So basically, whatever the pay rate is, if it was 10, you multiply that by 1.5. So 10 by 1 would be 10, and then half that again, which is 5. So you get €15 for your weekend work. So we want to now create a function called payments that will work out the amount of money owed to an employee after a week's work. The function should take the pay rate variable and hours worked list. So let's start as input parameters. Okay, so I'm going to go here and start off by creating my function. Functions should always be created at the top of the program, and unless they're called, they're never used. So we want to create a function called payments. We need to take in 2 arguments. So the parameters we're going to be passing in, we're going to take in the 2 arguments. I think the first one we're going to take in here is pay rate and hours worked. So I'm going to call this pay rate in. It's going to be different, and this one's going to be called hours worked listing. Hours worked list. And now down below, I'll be calling that somewhere down here. I think roughly maybe 4 total pay. We're going to have to work that out again now. Comment that out, that fella there as well. So somewhere in here, we're going to be calling a function called payments. And we're going to be passing it 2 things. We're going to be passing it the pay rate, which we get from here above, the pay rate, pass it into the function. And we're going to be passing in the hours worked list. Now, I distinguish between the 2 of these. So I'm calling this function payments, passing in pay rate, which I've called, coming in here, pay rate in, and the hours worked list, which I've happened to call hours worked list in, if you want, or whatever they're coming in. So in here, so there's taking my 2 things in. Now we're going to apply the rate entered as pay rate to the hours worked from Monday to Friday. So to do this, I am going to pay Friday. Pay. So I need some way of storing this, and now I'm going to go and say let's see, what would be the best way to do this. Probably be able to take the hours worked underscore list, take that and get a sum of the days worked, or the hours worked from Monday, which is 0, index 0, up to Friday be index 4. Now remember, we have an hours worked list which is going to have our hours stored, and basically we're grabbing all the hours from Monday to Friday, and we're going to get the sum of them. And whatever sum we get, let's multiply that by the pay rate in. So just jump across here before I do that. Let's have a look at this in a little bit more detail. So if I just have a standard list created here, my list, I've got 5 things in it, 10 index 0, 3 index 1, and so on and so forth, 5 things. The sum of those 5 numbers is 30, just to let you know that. And if I say print sum, which is a function, sum of my list, I'll get an answer of 30 out. You'll see it here for the first one. If I do it again, this is another way of saying from the start to the end. Don't include the end, so it's basically going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. In fact, I should be saying 5 there because I have 5 things. I should be saying 5 here because I have 5 things. Not the whole lot. And now it should give me 30 again and 30 again here for this one. So you don't have to put in the start. And some of the things from 0 to 2, so that's going to be 0 up to, but start at index 0, which is 10. And go up to 2, don't include the 10, get the just as far as the 1. So 10 and 3 is going to give us 13. And here that's exactly the same as this. We don't have to put in the start. And just to show you here now, and this should make sense to you, some of the first 3 and of the last 2. So these first 3, 10, 3 and 5, and the last 2. So remember our list indexing start and finish. start at 0, go up 2, but don't include the 3, so that's 0, 1, 2, so that'll be 10 plus 3 plus 5, giving us an output of 18, as we can see down below there. And similarly here, then start at index 3 and go all the way to the end. We don't have to specify the end. 2 plus 10 is 12. So, with that in mind, that's the same idea as working here, getting the Monday to Friday. And what we want to do for Saturday, Sunday then, Saturday, Sunday pay is equal to the sum of the hours worked from the Friday or Saturday, which is going to be index 5. And that's wrong, that should be up as far as 5 there to give us up as far as the Friday, which is index 4. So starting on Saturday and going all the way to the end, and this time we're going to multiply by the pay rate in, which is going to have to be multiplied by 1.5 to increase that for Saturday and Sunday. Then we're going to get the total pay is equal to Monday to Friday pay plus Saturday, Sunday pay, and we're going to return this, or yeah, we're going to return it from our function, return the total pay here. And when we return this back to our function, that'll be returned. Let's store it in a variable here called total pay down below here as well. Now, variable naming, just to be different here, I'm going to call this total pay or something, just so we know that we're returning that total pay. So that's going to be returned here, and it's going to be stored in a variable called total pay, which works out for me here in this second line when I want to get the total pay. So let's see this working in action now, and we've a little bit of an error here, total pay. So what have we got? Syntax, invalid syntax. So let's have a look back up here. Friday pay. So I didn't close off this bracket. I'd say that's probably it. Bracket. And so we've got something now to test this with. So we want to check the hour rate page 10 with 5, 6, 7, 10, 0, 5, 10. I'll have to come back to that in a second. I'll never remember it. So let's run this again here now. Clear a shell. Run it, and we've got our John. We've got our hourly rate page 10 on a Monday. John 5, 6, 7, 10, 0, 5, 10. 5, 6, 7, 10. So that's the next one. 5, 6, 7, 10, 0, 5, 10. 0, 5, and 10. And hopefully, alakazoo, alakabam. Oh, we've got an error. Right. So what is our error here? Type error, can't multiply the sequence by population into type float. So let's see here. Pay rate in is 10 by 1.5 or whatever it was. That should be fine. It's telling me that it's online. I need to close off that bracket as well. That's the problem. And geez, I need to close that one off. So a good few errors here. I gotta get better at closing up my brackets. So that's need that there. And that should be. Oh God. Right. Yeah, I don't need this one here. That should be that. And that's just multiplied by pay rate in. That one should be fine. This one here does need to be closed off as well. Sorry, it does. And multiply by pay rate. That should be that now. Hopefully, let's try it again. And we're going to see that down below. So let's bring up a bit. Let's see. Clear the shell again. Run it. Okay, John 10. So on the Monday we have 5, 6, 7, and 10. 5, 6, 7, 10. Then we have a 0, 5, 10. 43 hours this week, €505. Are we right? 43 hours this week, €505. Absolutely beautiful there. Nice little program. Worked out really well in the end. Hopefully you're able to make sense of it. We'll have a bit of a look through it in class tomorrow.